Hey, Steve Cortica here, and in this video I'm going to talk about 4 techniques that I use to alter one simple diatonic idea into just a variety of different things. Invariably, when I'm working over improvising over a chord progression, I almost always end up visiting the diatonic key center of whatever tune I'm working on and just running a pattern up and down the horn to get familiar with the way that key center feels, and it helps me open up my ears to start hearing other things to improvise over the chord progression. Almost every time I end up doing this, I'm making a variation of one of the first diatonic patterns I ever learned, which is this. Now, even within this structure, there's a lot of different variations you can do as a 4-note idea. You can go alternating directions. You can play the 4-note idea descending, but still ascend in that sequence. You can play the pattern ascending and then come down the scale. Or you can just practice improvising whether you're ascending or descending the 4-note idea as you go up and down the scale. Which can be super fun and make practicing a diatonic pattern much more of an improvisational exploration instead of taking the disciplinarian approach of thinking you have to start at the bottom of the horn, get all the way to the top and back. You can start to have some more fun when you're just practicing in this way. Going even a step further than this, though, what I really like to do to get a lot of variety out of this process is change the amount of space that we're using for these 4 notes. So the first way that you can alter a 4-note pattern is to just take a note off and make it a 3-note pattern. So check this out. The cool thing about taking a note off is that you start to get really interesting rhythmic effects, so that when you're running just a simple diatonic pattern like this, if you're playing with a rhythm section and they hear you playing a pattern that is outside of the 4-note grid, it almost always will engage the rhythm section or anybody you're playing with in order to start a rhythmic dialogue. So taking out this 3-note pattern with a metronome, you can already start to hear there's a really cool 3/2 or 3/4 effect that gets created from this. This is just candy for a rhythm section to play with and to hear. And when you start doing things like this in your improvisations, you're going to definitely open up more of a dialogue with whoever you're playing with. The next step is to go in the opposite direction, so turning a 4-note idea into a 5-note idea. Doing this along with the metronome, you can hear this effect is going to give you just a really cool rhythmic sound. So there I'm showing off a little bit, playing some 30-second notes, but you can see how that is much more interesting to listen to than just a 4-note idea. If you're looking for some more variations on the diatonic pattern that we're talking about right now, I have those included in a written out PDF in my routine improvement system. This is a free course that's available, and you're definitely going to want to check it out if you're trying to just find a pathway to continued improvement on your instrument. In the course, I talk about what I think are the 4 most important elements. One of those areas is what we're talking about here, which is practicing diatonic patterns and technical studies. octaves. The third way to alter a simple 4-note pattern is to play it in triplets. This is also going to help your time feel and really strengthen your sense of rhythm while playing a familiar idea. Let's check out what this sounds like first as 8th note triplets and then as 16th note triplets. This is something that I hear modern improvisers do all the time, and definitely something I'm working on in my own studies and continue to use as a way to improve my time feel and improve my technique just drastically. The fourth thing I want to talk about is altering harmonically what you're doing instead of altering rhythmically. You can take an idea and start to go through different key centers within the fabric of that idea. Here, I'm going to be thinking in my head of going back and forth between the key of C major and the key of D flat major. It's really important to be able to play in each separate key center first before you start combining key centers and playing in them together. But this is a great next step that you can do just to see how comfortable you are with a specific key center. Let's hear what this sounds like. So what I love about this is that it becomes pretty apparent quickly that there's a lot of different ways that you can play through this exercise, and it's one of these exercises that's like infinite. The thing that I'm always working with my students on, and I'm always trying to encourage anybody that's studying this art form, is that you want to develop flexibility. So practicing exercises like this is going to really help develop mental dexterity and your harmonic imagination. If any of these things are interesting to you and things that you struggle with and want a clear path on how to get better at, I have resources available on my website, and I strongly suggest checking those out. They're going to provide you with a lot of clarity and the pathway forward to get better at the techniques that I just played. 10 Polyrhythmic Diatonic Studies focuses on taking different groupings of notes and just cool sounding patterns and running them up and down all 12 diatonic key centers. In the SK Improv Studio, we approach a new song every month and really tackle different ways to address the harmonic sequence that that song is based over. This commonly includes exercises that improve your mental awareness and dexterity for becoming a more fluent improviser. The Melodic Cell Workbook will really help you to sharpen your awareness of all 12 key centers and open up a whole new world of possibilities with regards to improvising in an atonal or just an open key center. As always, if you dug this video, there's going to be lots of new content coming on the way, so please like and subscribe so you don't miss any of that. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.